YouTube, what's going on? It is T90. This is a special video. I cast thousands of Age of Empires 2 games each year. I have been doing this for years, and I also play a lot. And I've never once seen this executed. Not at a low level, not at a high level. Now, I'm sure it's happened before, and hundreds of you have commented this in the past, but what you're going to see in this game is going to be amazing. And it features Daut, a pro player from Serbia who is as old as the game. Well, he's older than the game. He's been playing the game. I was going to say he's as old as the game, but the game's 20 years old. No, he's way older than the game. But anyways, Daut is a legend of the game. He was the #1 player for so many years, still in the top 10, I would say, to this day. And what a special personality he is. Daut's playing as the Koreans, and he's playing against Blue, who is a very stubborn player who's been playing a lot of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. His name is 1453. I believe on Voodoo his name was Usain Bolt, actually, and he played a lot of Black Forest. But anyways, I'll talk more about him in a second. It is a Korean war on Team Islands. Now, I've looked at my YouTube analytics before, and I know that you guys have busy lives. I know that for the most part, you're not able to watch the entire video. And I understand that. You see a YouTube thumbnail, you see a YouTube title, and sometimes you have just too much power. You need to look ahead. I would suggest, for your viewing pleasure, that you sit down and watch all of this. Because what happens in Castle Age stems from something very important that happens in Feudal Age. What happens in Imperial Age happens from something that's very important from Castle Age, and so on. The game develops beautifully. It has a mix of everything. It has a mix of excellent strategy. It has a mix of unique strategy, great play, and also memes and laughter. So, you know, if this game was a movie, it would be perfect. Rotten Tomatoes would be all over that. So, this is Team Islands, and Team Islands is one of the maps that's in the current ranked pool. It's a map that's been played lots of times. It's in a lot of big tournaments, and normally on islands. It's all about fishing, and then protecting those fish. This food income is just so important. And you'll see pro players send 4 to wood at the start, send a villager out to dock, and normally have about 3 or 4 fishing ships when they're about to click up to the Feudal Age. Now you can tell Daut really wants to get to Feudal here because he's been pushing in his Ibixes, or his Ibex, food, and that means he'll have a faster Feudal time. So there is Daut's dock, and you see the dock now from 1453. I don't know what he's rated right now, but 1453 has been beating some really good players. I saw him trading some games versus Daut, actually. I think I shouldn't say trading games. He's got some wins versus Daut. He got some wins versus Hera. I don't know who else he played, as I can't access player profiles. But he's been playing a lot. You know, he's been playing Spring. He's been playing myself. In fact, the last game I played against him was a Team Islands game. And he went for Italians, and I went for Vikings. And it was a long game. Let me just say that I ended up winning, but I almost threw. And the only reason that I won, well, not the only reason that I won. I have to give myself a little bit of credit. But essentially what I ended up doing in late game, because it got very late, was starving him of wood. And just that was simply by holding the water. He had navy, I had navy. You simply have only so many trees, and that's actually perfect segue into what I want to talk about here. Island games between 2 very good players normally go on for a long period of time. And with that, you need wood to fight on water. Let's look at the wood piles. Now, each wood pile has a certain amount of trees. I'm not going to count them all, sorry, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for blue. Daut is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right? This is going to be important. There's a reason I'm bringing it up now. Like I said, everything I talk about, everything I show you throughout this game is going to be very important leading up to the next stage. Now, Daut is going to break the meta here. Transports are certainly more meta than ever because now you can create them in the Dark Age, which allows Daut to create that transport, hop into the transport, and sail over to his opponent's land without his opponent being able to stop it with Feudal Age Navy. But yeah, Daut is going to break the meta here. I mean, Koreans, I've talked about it in quite a few videos. all of their military units, except siege weapons, cost 15% less wood. And they've always been a decent water civ, so that applies to all their water options. That applies to their turtle ships. So it's not common to see a tower rush from Koreans on water. It's interesting to me that Daut's collecting 10 gold with this villager. I don't know if that was intentional. It seems like it was part of the plan for him. So 3 on stone. Here come those vills. And he is going to arrive to the left of 1453's island. The 1453. And he is going for the multiple dock approach. A lot on wood, a lot on gold. He's looking to fight on water. And he does have his scout down here. Now, it's important to note that he used his scout to lure his boar. Daut did not do that. And it's also important to note that 1453 has all 3 of his golds right here. So Blue is expecting this to be a Grush war, or Galley Rush war, or Feudal Fire war. And now, I think he'll notice, uh-oh, Daut is here and he's towering me. What do I do? So there's a few things that need to be brought up. First off, Blue has the abandoned ship, or abandoned gold, alright? But while Daut is towering that gold, Daut is not investing into 2 dock water. So normally what happens is if someone goes land, they're going to potentially lose their fish. So it's really important for Daut to keep those fishing ships alive. It will not be easy for Blue, though, because Blue does not have the gold to make a lot of fire galleys. But if Blue's 2 fire galleys were to go over to Daut's fish now, he would kill what's basically like 2 villagers for Daut. Alright, so Blue, who has this map with a lot more space and a lot more resources, suddenly finds himself pressured. But he does have his stones over here, and Daut will see that. Daut notices the stones. He's annoying Blue as much as he can. He might actually get a Vill pick if Blue's not careful. I think Blue now could probably send his scout over here to attack Daut, because Daut has less HP than him. And I would expect Daut's scout to need to get out of here. So far, Blue has not built a tower. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but no, he has not built a single tower. He also has not sent fire galleys over to Daut's direction. He's just protecting his own fish. So he does have 4 fish, but no real reward for him there yet. Sorry I don't have the right screen up. Here you go. You can see the 2 extra fishing ships, giving Blue more eco. So Blue prepped to go to stone to build defensive towers, but nothing yet. Daut has these 3 towers here. At home, Daut's going to food, his mill. And on water, Daut shows up, and this is what 1453 was expecting. He was expecting Daut to come in with some fire galleys, so he's protecting his fish. And he might continue to push here. And we're about to see some really interesting play, because Daut will have a 3rd fire galley out. So it's not an easy balance for Daut. And I have to say, at this point, I'm really surprised that Blue seems to be okay with Daut building so many towers. He didn't even attempt to make a counter tower there. He seems really calm. I mean, he has all this food over here. He did wall to the shoreline. Daut does have a transport over here still, so Daut could always transport his villagers around if he doesn't see an opportunity to pressure anywhere. So, like I said, there's some really interesting things that happen throughout this game. And let me tell you, Daut's already been thinking about map control. He is not going to stop, YouTube. He is not going to stop. I was so excited when I got this recorded game. And do you want to hear a story about how I got this recorded game? Well, let me tell you. So, Daut's towering here, by the way. This is an interesting tower, actually, because it might harass some of the fish. Might also kind of help him on water. Ooh, interesting micro. I'll get to the story here in a second. Daut pulls back his 1 weak fire galley. Here, Daut is outnumbered, but it's pretty close. Alright, so since Age of Empires 2 DE came out, I've had a lot more people join my community. I've had a lot more subscribers and viewers on YouTube than ever, a lot more viewers on my stream than ever. Great stuff. So, business-wise, things have been good. But content-wise, it's not that things have been bad, it's been more difficult for me, because there's no player profiles on DE, like there was on Classic. The casting tools are not the same as Classic. There's a lot of things that just need work, right? And so, as Daut snipes the fishing ship here, and builds another tower, which is more for long term, I think. When I'm looking for games, I unfortunately have to contact players. And certain players are not responsive. Certain players do not show interest in getting me great recorded games. Blue is on the way to Castle Age, by the way. I mean, what a great hold from him against Daut. So anyways, I contacted Daut after seeing this game on his stream, and I will link his point of view in the video description if you want to see it. And I said, hey Daut, can I have this recorded game? It happened on this day, it was between this player, can I have this so I can cast it? And Daut said, what do I get? To which I said, well, I'll upload, I knew he was joking, but I was like, hey, if you upload your point of view to YouTube, I'll put it in the video description, give you some great exposure, and started listing off a few things. Daut goes, how many beers will you buy me? So I said, okay, I'll buy you a beer. He goes, you can do better than that. I said, all right, I'll buy you 3 beers. He goes, all right, how many shishas? So this guy is trying to get all this stuff from me for a recorded game. And I said, how much is a shisha? He goes, not much. I said, okay, I'll get you a shisha too. And he goes, you can do better than that. So freaking Daut, man. It was like pulling teeth to get this recorded game from Daut. Finally got it. He's such a troll. But I would say that in many ways he's kind of behind right now. The key though on islands is always to take that map control. And I think Daut, knowing that, is going to prioritize it. What worries me for him, the Shisha boy, or the Shisha man, is that, well, Blue's going to be in Castle Age. So Daut transports around and starts building a tower. Blue builds a defensive tower, which will be a guard tower, by the way. Alright. Blue, he doesn't have the control of the seas anymore. It was a good move from Daut to take that. And when Daut did take control of the water, it gave him more map control. He's actually able to delay some of the deer here as well. Daut transports around. And Daut will place another tower. Blue, he'll probably have to place another defensive tower. And there he does. But it's interesting how Daut's continued to build these towers here. And it is forcing a tower out of Blue, so it's pretty even there. But Blue's in Castle Age. The downside for Blue is he does not have gold. He should not be selling too much of this stone either. It's not going to be great for you long term, and these island games can go on for quite some time. Daut almost loses that transport chip with his villagers. He almost loses it. And now Daut will tower here. So are you beginning to see a theme? The map control theme, right? Daut is halfway to Castle Age himself. Blue is building another defensive tower. And, more importantly, he's placing a castle here, which will soon give him access to his gold again. So if you ever want to know how to deal with this type of a push, do exactly what Blue did here. I think he probably could have gone for defensive towers earlier, but this castle is going to do a lot of work for him. And it will mean soon, once these towers are shot down, he will get his gold. So again, just think about how this game is going to develop. Daut, he has control of the water currently. He has some good map control of Blue's land. However, Blue, he's been able to get the power spike from a faster Castle Age. Long term, will not be good for Blue if he doesn't get this map control back. And the player's no slouch. Also, Blue is incredibly stubborn. He does not normally GG. He will lame. He will give the salty G sometimes. He will not resign early. He is, I don't know. It's funny how tilting works in Age of Empires. If someone tilts, they either quit really early or they quit really late. And I would say that he can be a bit of a tilter in my experience, but he's stubborn, and stubborn players can be a nightmare to play against. How good has Daut been with this transport, though? Blue built so many towers over here because of this, but, you know, it's the same investment. I think Blue is accidentally repairing the blacksmith. I don't think that's part of his plan. Blue is placing a town center here. Does he see that Daut is there? He does see the vills. He doesn't have the gold for War Wagon or really anything, so he's got to commit to the town center. If you're wondering what's going on at Daut's base, Daut, I mean, it's 45 villagers for both. Daut is building TC, so he's about to boom, alright? He is not delayed at all with his eco. He also has some fishing ships working. Alright, so Daut, he finished this tower. He's trying his best to snipe some villagers with that tower, but Blue's played really well. He's microing the weak villagers away. He could hop into the town center with them. He does. And after hopping into the town center, he will try and shoot at Daut's villagers, which again, run away. And he will eventually take this tower down. But if you look at Blue's base, is it as good economically? This is where you're starting to see the difference. Daut, like I said, he's been around a while. He's a boomer, alright? He knows all about that economy. Blue's on 1 TC with no fish. Sure, he's freeing up his golds, but as he's doing that, Daut's going to boom behind this. This is a lands map, and it was Vivi. You've probably seen it all before. Vivi, or the Fat Dragon, he likes to apply pressure forward and boom behind. He likes to tower and boom behind while the opponent's taking out those towers. Okay, that tower finally crumbles, but, you know, Daut's just trying to be a presence here. Blue rings his town bell by accident. He's just now on 2 TCs. He still has to deal with this tower, actually. It's messy. So Daut has accomplished his goal of delaying his opponent. He has a free boom at home. He has the fishing ships. He'll have more villagers. He is going to have more economy. But he does not have as much to work with long term. If Blue eventually frees this up, and here we have it, Daut building a castle. I told you this game had everything. Daut is known for failing with his castles. And castles at 35%. That is going to be a Daut castle. That was way too bold of Daut. But anyways, if Blue eventually frees these resources up, the most important resource in an islands game is wood. So Daut's got to be really careful. You cannot be overconfident, especially against those stubborn players who will hold on forever. Man, I've seen this game twice already, and I'm still so excited. But man, Blue made a mistake here. You can see these villagers going down. I guess he forgot about it. I think he should just eject his vills and attack it. It's a shame that so many of his villagers are getting hit by that tower. Daut will love that. Daut's getting attacked by a snow leopard here. Blue's chasing him down because he knows the villagers are here and are a problem. Daut bailed on that castle. Again, Blue, I think, should probably garrison his towers and shoot this down. Easy for us to say. He might not realize he's getting hit with this freaking Korean range. 2 of Daut's villagers are very, very weak. And now he's placing a castle here. And he's just desperate for map control. He's seen Blue's land. He knows how much wood Blue has over here. He's just desperate. And what's going to go up faster? A castle being built by 3 villagers or a tower being built by 3 villagers? Well, the tower. So Daut, again, will bail on a castle. It's another Daut castle. Oh boy, and the leopard will kill 1! Oh, and it could kill 2 villagers. Daut, he might be with 1 villager here in a second. Oh man, he didn't pay attention to the animals. Ouch. Well, Blue, he needed that favor, right? Because he's just now cleaned this tower up. Towers are so annoying. But guys, Blue's no slouch. And he's going to realize what he needs to do here, right? After he cleans up these towers, he needs to take water control back. If he doesn't, I don't see how he has any chance. 80 villagers for Daut, though. 61 for Blue. So Daut has a 4th more eco than his opponent. This villager is still alive over here. So in any other game, as Daut has redocked and is making fishing ships, this is an incredible economy. The beauty of fishing ships is that you can produce out of 3 TCs, so villagers out of 3 TCs, and then fishing ships out of 5 or 6 docks. So your economy just continues and continues to grow. But yeah, in any other game, Daut would just go imp with his economy. He would make navy. He would try and starve Blue out. He's going to try something different here, alright? Now, over the years of making content, this different thing that Daut will go for has been brought up so many times. And I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing to bring up. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Normally, it's just not worth it to try. I can't wait to show you this, guys. Daut loses that villager. But man, he got some value out of it. He might have had a few Daut towers. He might have had a few Daut castles. But he got some real value out of it. And Daut will click up to the Imperial Age in just a second. 102 eco versus 74 blue. He's not messing around either. He's getting handcart. He's getting all of his techs. Look at this economy. But there's really not a lot of wood left. There's not a lot of wood left. Blue has all this wood over here. He has tons of resources remaining. Really makes me wish we had capture age so I could see the exact difference in the wood count. But I would say that blue maybe has 10, 20, 30,000 more wood. Actually, that might be... I think those numbers are way off. So just forget about the number I just said, because that makes it seem like I'm an ignoramus, and I'm not all the time. Daut's on his way to Imp. So Daut is making another transport ship out of this dock. He has fishing ships all around here. Is he going to all in on water control? Because I don't see any fire galleys. I don't see any galleons. I don't see any turtle ships. What is Daut going to do? Wait a second. A siege workshop? Guys, man, I just wish, or I hope, sorry, that someone out there is like, yes, I've been wanting pros to do this for years. What do you think he's gonna do on islands? He's gonna research Onager, and he's gonna take out Blue's wood. It's brilliant. It's risky because siege is still really expensive. That Korean discount does not apply to that. But it could possibly work. It could star Blue out of the game. This game has had memes with the Daut Castle. It's had some excellent conversation about map control and economy. And I'm just getting warmed up with this. This is going to be amazing. You know, if I could choose which videos would get a lot of views on my channel, I would choose that this would probably be in the top 20. You know, like, if YouTube said to me, alright, you're going to get 50 million views this year. Choose, like, divvy it up. I would give this a high percentage because people need to see this. Daut immediately clicks the Onager upgrade. He has the Mangonel, and Onagers can chop trees. Daut has not completely forgotten about water. He does have some fire ships out here. That's mainly from earlier. And Blue is going to do the classic thing you should do if you fall behind in an islands game. Back dock. And he's making a ton of docks. And make navy. Yes, he's behind in economy. But he's going for the proper strategy choice. He's going for the meta strategy choice. Water control on islands. Daut is not doing that. Daut has completed the Onager upgrade. And the Madman clicks Siege Onager, which is... Okay, let's think about this. It's 800 food, 500 gold for Onager. It's 15, I think it's 1450 food and 1000 gold for Siege Onager. And then you have to make them, which is really expensive. And then Daut has less wood over here. Onager's one thing, but Siege Onager, really, Daut? He's going for it. Meanwhile, he's chop-a-lopping away this group of trees. He does have quite a few over here. But Blue has so much available. Seems like he has one more wood clump available right now. Again, I can't really do the math on it. Well, Daut knows he needs to get over here quick before Blue goes water, because that is the meta. You see Blue's producing heavily in that back corner. Remember, I told you, I played this guy myself. He does not resign. He does not give up. Daut's transporting villagers and Onagers, and immediately shoots Blue's Onager. Daut also got his unique tech for Koreans. It's Shinkachon, which gives the Onagers extra range. So he has 10 range Onagers right now, and he's beginning to chop the trees. This is amazing. This is amazing. Now, I don't know if he really thought it the whole way through. Now Siege Onager's in. I don't know the exact reasoning for doing this, but it's probably due to the map. And also because someone challenged him. So, oh, you have a better map than me? Well, not anymore. I'm going to ruin your map. This is like someone walling in extra golds. You're taking out the trees. The range on those siege onagers is deadly. And blue builds a castle there. And blue makes a trebuchet. And will probably treb down Daut's castle, let's be honest. Here's blue's navy. He's going for the fast fire ship option. Daut has more siege. So you could probably do this with a balance. You could probably go for onager, take out some trees, and then leave it at that and go back on water. Daut doesn't have balance. This guy's played Age of Empires only for 20 years. You think he's going to have balance all of a sudden? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Sorry. Big onager shots there. And the siege onagers are just so strong. You so rarely see this in 1v1s. So expensive. War wagons never really stood a chance there. The tower never really stood a chance. Did 25 HP, and there it goes. And blue actually will push this with villagers. It's the only form of melee he really has. That one woman is stuck inside. Oh, never mind. She's freed now. But uh-oh. Blue has all these fires out here. Daut does not have navy. So now can Daut get across? Well, he can. If blue doesn't dodge this, it's kind of hard to deal with this, right? I think blue will need to switch into some range on water. Daut's over here now. Daut's over here, and he's killed some gold miners while they had gold in their hands. He's now chopping these trees. He lost his castle. He lost his onagers on this side. Whoa! Whoa! I didn't see this before. Alright, somebody banned Daut for hacking. That's not cool. What? Dude! That's incredible! Who need this? This is his water control. Who needs navy when you can do that? Oh my god. That might actually be my YouTube thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know. I think it has to be something with the trees going down. This is incredible. Chopping these trees. I've never seen this before. This was a strategy. I've never seen a high-level player intentionally chop trees to deny resources. I've seen players chop trees on Black Forest because they want to get through. I've seen all of that, but I've never seen this right here. And I have seen a lot of you over the years comment saying, hey, so-and-so should do this. It is 110 population for blue. He's way behind in score. He now does not have much wood left on his island at all. Remember, this guy is resilient. He will not give up. So I played a game against him. It's the same game I mentioned earlier. I was Vikings. I had full auto control over him. He couldn't deal with my longboats. You know what he made? 100 hussar. He made 100 hussar. And it was on his island. I couldn't push him. I'd try and land villagers and he'd just deny me every time. So he's doing a similar thing here. He's making stables. Now, Koreans have the weakest hussars in the game. But he seems to be going towards hussar. And meanwhile, Daut's just chopping everything. Chopping everything, and he'll do his best to take what he can of this gold. Yeah, I mean, every bit of resource he takes from blue is good for him. The risk for Daut still is that he does not have a lot of navy. That's still a big risk. He has all these siege onagers, but he does not have a lot of navy. And now the light cav come in. I don't think Daut will be too upset with this because he's still taking some resources from blue here and here. But, you know, the vills will die, the siege onagers will die. Oh my goodness. 24 SO. 24 SO. And now Daut realizes, alright, I need navy. I need navy. Because without navy, I can't protect myself. Blue could transport light cav, and what would I have against that? Nothing. You know, he knows now the risk of doing this. He's probably known the entire time, right? But he's at least reacting. How many trees does blue have? He has this. This is maybe 20 trees. 30. Maybe 50 trees left on his island. That's incredible. It's so cool that Daut tried that. And now Daut will transport all of those siege onagers. Man, I would have resigned already. I don't know about you guys. You'll let me know in the comments, but we're 50 minutes in. Just say 50 minutes in and I would not have resigned, or 50 minutes in and I would have resigned for whatever reason. Maybe I wouldn't resign because it's Daut and because of the memes. But when that guy shows up with 24 SO and melts your castles like this, you gotta realize you're behind at least, right? Like, holy cow. That is insane. That castle melts. This castle, it's going to melt. Blue will repair as much as possible. Repairs won't save the castle. However, the castle kills a few siege onagers, and now the light cav arrive. Now, Korean onagers, they have less minimum range, so sometimes you can hit some of these, but you're still going to destroy your own siege, Daut. This is a risky game to play against a stubborn player. Daut has 130 population, Blue has 115, and surprise. They're not winged hussars. Sorry, they're winged, well, they're unwinged light cav. But Daut, he has wood over here. He has some resources, but he doesn't have anything to deal with light cav. So we've seen the excellent strategy. We saw the excellent map control. We saw the over-the-top memeing from Daut with the onagers, because it was definitely over the top. Now you're going to see what could be a throw, because Blue is not a quitter. All right. Daut has 27 idle villagers. Blue has more population than him, despite the fact that he doesn't have a lot of wood. He has fire galleys on the way. I mean, he has, fire ships on the way. This is winnable for him somehow. Daut has more wood banked up. He has 4,000 wood. He has 3,000 food, 500 gold. And Daut will know that Blue will not have as many resources long term, as I've said many, many times. It's a wasteland over here for Blue, but he's producing hussars. He did this against me, and he almost won. He almost won. I almost threw against him. So, like, I know now. I've cast a few games of his where he does it. And, you know, I played him myself, so I know, but I don't think Daut ever expected the guy to continue. And Daut's making turtle ships now, which are discounted, but against 31 fast fire ships, turtle ships, as fun as it is to see them, they're elite turtle ships. That's so expensive. As fun as it is to see them, I don't think they are going to be enough unless Daut gets more of them, which he's trying. Now, there's this weird thing that happens at this stage of a game where the player with food and wood will start to think about selling it because gold runs low. On islands, though, you never want to sell your wood because that actually increases the likelihood that your opponent will buy wood, which will be very important. So Daut will never sell that wood. He'll bank it. He might sell some food. Now, the elite turtle ships are really doing well. They have the splash damage, so against grouped fires, they'll do pretty well. The Blue, who still has more population. It's freaking 65 military to 11 from Daut. He'll continue to try. And he probably will have transport ships with hussars come over soon. I mean, that's what I'm expecting. Daut could throw this. Maybe that's why Daut wanted so many shishas and beers for this. Daut could throw this. 135 population for Blue. 100 for Daut. That's so low. That's so bad. By the way, if you're wondering what's on the minimap with these little red dots, that's from Daut earlier. That will confuse me too, okay? So if I ever look back here, it's because as a caster, I look to the minimap a lot. I apologize in advance. Yeah, here we go. Here come the light cav. They're heading towards the transport. Guys, Daut could lose this. Daut could throw this. How embarrassing. You do all that for the memes, and then this stubborn player comes back. The one big difference I'll remind you of is the wood, though. Daut has 6,000 wood. Wood is the most important resource in the game. You need it to make everything. Farms, houses. You need it to make navy. And you actually need it to make anything that costs food. Anything that costs gold, right? The reason you would need it for anything that costs food is because you need farms. You need fishing ships. So if you run out of wood, you're not going to be all that well off. There's actually been nothing maps, like gold nothing, where people are priced out of wood. They have all the gold, but they still need to buy wood, and it gets too expensive for them. So just remember that. Now, blue has about 1,400 wood. Is there a single tree? Yes, there's a single tree. There's 100 wood there. Probably some T90 blind, but no. I think he's completely out of... Oh, no. He got some trees over here. So maybe about 500 wood remaining. But Daut has wood, and blue has water control. So he's thinking, you know what? I'll have myself some wood. I'll take that. Daut is making light calf at his own base. He will put some into a transport ship to send over to Blue's Island. I think he will get away with that. There's not much to raid there. Now you can raid the gold at least. And now Blue has transported light cap around, a lot of light cap around, to Daut's base. Daut was barely starting to recover. It's not going to make life so easy. But Daut did make 6 elite turtles, and the fires are stacked, so Daut could end up killing these. But now the villagers have arrived. And now the hussars have arrived from Blue. Or sorry, the light cap. I'm sorry for saying hussar when it's clearly light cap. And a castle drop from Blue! I told you the guy never gives up. He never gives up against the legend of the game. He's getting hit here. He's mass evacuating here, one transport ship at a time. But he will get this castle up. And Daut's castle is all the way over here. So that, I mean, it's not that easy for him to get Trebs over here. And if Blue outpops Daut with the light cap, the Trebs will not be secured by anything. What a crazy, crazy game. Daut can't push that yet. Alright, well, what about these light cap? Well, Blue's like, I'm getting out of here. Into the transport ships quickly. He's micros that transport ship away from the light cap. This is really good micro. Get in. Evacuate. Alright, well, he tried. He only got 8. And now he knows Daut's around, so he has to sail away. Daut's coming in for the transport ships. Those are expensive. That's 125 wood a pop. That might end up being very important. Now the fire ships come in, and some of these elite turtles are very weak, but I think that Daut will end up on top there. But now Blue will have some wood. So the only areas to get wood on this map, as Blue is defending with his own hussars here, the only areas to get wood on this map is here and here on Daut's Island. Imagine this game if Daut would not have onaged these trees. I'm pretty sure Blue wins. Now, well, I mean, Daut could have just gone full water, maybe. You know, he had a big lead. He could have played it standard, but still, I'm pretty sure that, let's say Daut invests the same amount into the siege onagers and doesn't take out those trees, that I think Blue would win. It's 95 population for Blue. Daut's at 67. And he does lose those turtles. Still doesn't have a strong answer to this castle. There's a trap. There's one trap. Now, remember I said the light cav are really weak. So if anyone's making something other than light cav, it's going to do very well. War wagons, notably, make a whole lot of sense here. But they do cost wood. 99 population for Blue. He's just making the light cav. He has less villagers working than Daut. Daut has 10,000 wood, which is the key. Can Blue get enough over here? He does have gold. He might be buying stone. Can he get enough over here to deal with that treb, though? There's a second one from Daut, too. Does he have transports? He does have transports with light cav. Okay, war wagons, light cav. Surely he'll have another transport come over. It's not so easy to do that. To load up transports constantly. Especially when Daut's sending in turtles. Okay, he's about to run out of stone again. Blue needs to buy more. He did take care of one trap. I think with another group of hussars this trap will fall. They both have one relic, if you're wondering, for gold. And Blue has 5 wood. But he has 30 more population, 30 more military. He also has light cav over here, making sure Daut's not comfortably farming. Doesn't have the best farming eco at all. And that is a lot of war wagons. And still, Blue is repairing this. He knows how important this position is. But he needs to get light cav over. He can't afford another transport ship either, so that's going to be... Actually, what's the price? As Daut dives in with his turtles and with his light cav. It is currently 68 gold. No, 100, sorry. 68 gold to buy 100 wood, yeah. And that price will continue to go up, I bet. If you foresee this is happening and you're in Daut's shoes, you could actually use whatever gold you get to buy wood. I don't think he should now, he is 12k, but... Blue, he might as well have just built another castle. I think he might have invested too much into this. It's hard to say, but holy cow, he repaired a lot there. But the position will remain his. He finally takes out that trap. I told you the guy was stubborn. Funny enough, if Daut would have trebbed to that lumber camp, Blue wouldn't have been able to drop off any more of his wood. Look at Blue's economy. Does this even count as an economy? Do we need a different word for it? I feel like we need a different word when it gets to this. Pretty soon he'll have to collect shorefish and deer, and that's it. This gold is really, really helpful, though. That's nice. Buy wood, make war wagons. I think Daut needs to invest into more farms here. He doesn't. He also needs more vills. Well, you know what? Where are the vills gonna go? Maybe he could put 3k wood into fishing ships. Dock back here and fish, and then make fish traps. That's probably the best use of your wood, economically speaking. But we're 1 hour and 10 minutes into this masterpiece of a game, and I've been loving it. And Blue now will outnumber Daut. He will outnumber Daut in the light cap. He also has iron casting, which Daut does not have. So Daut does not have that extra attack upgrade. And Blue still has some gold, which Daut does not have. So Blue's had a higher population than the Lord for a long time. I really wonder how on edge Daut was at this point.
Tile?
Blue is out of those trees. Ugh. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of wood. Does he figure it's good to fight with villagers there? I wouldn't. If anything, the villagers give you score here, which can intimidate your opponent. I think Blue really needs to avoid the towers. The towers are going to slowly kill the war wagons. He doesn't have any defense upgrades. And Blue doesn't have any real answer to the towers, so... You know, Daut's hoping that he could create... continuously create light cav and eventually trade versus those things. And then eventually, starve Blue out, which he's been successful with, except he didn't expect his own starvation. He didn't expect it at all. These are the final 2 trees on the map, unless there's still more that I've missed. Nope, there is this 1 tree. But yeah, that's about it. So, there might be a certain hidden tournament coming soon, and I've been debating about including, or what water maps to include, because Team Islands has been played so frequently lately, and people are getting so good at it that it turns into who has more wood more often than not. So it's a struggle at times, to the point where some pro players have been banning it in their queues in the ranked games. What are we looking at? It's 46 population for both. 46 population for both. Wow, Daut just killed a bunch of light cav. Blue has 9 villagers on food, 11 on gold. That's all he's got. He actually has some fishing ships. But yeah, it's not a lot of eco. 22 eco for him, 2 of which are idle. Daut has 37 on eco, 14 of which are idle. And now Daut has no wood to chop, but he has 12,000 in the bank. Oh no, Daut, this is not good. Unless you get a big shot off, this is not good. Blue sees it. He micros down the onager. Well played. However, I do think Blue will end up losing War Wagon, right? As I said, the towers are doing some real damage. Yep, there we go. War wagon down. Another war wagon down. These towers are beastly. Just beastly. Such a ridiculous game. It's a wasteland over here. Daut has the wood, and he's doing what I would have liked to have seen from him earlier. He's actually making fish traps now. I was expecting a dock on the back, because he hasn't fished this, so you could actually fish before the fish traps. But I think if Daut gets more food, then he can make more light cav, and then with more light cav, then he should win the game. He should win the game. But Blue's not having it. Now, does he have a transport ship? Sorry, I have to check. I think he might have lost his only transport ship. It is still 68 gold to buy 100 wood, so he could buy wood. He'd have to buy 200 for one transport. In low numbers, the turtle ships are going to be way, way better. Okay, what just happened there? What did he use that... Did he buy food? I think he bought food. I think Blue bought food there. He is fishing a bit, and now he's on the shore fish. He hasn't taken the deer yet. That's actually something you should have taken a while ago. It's right next to the mill. Does Blue have murder holes? I think Blue researched murder holes, which is really rare at the high level. That's what it seems like to me. Oh, he didn't research ballistics. Ouch. Well, he's missed those shots.
Piggy.
You missed 100% of the shots that you... No. Alright, never mind. So, Daut fell behind. After this wacky game. He fell behind. Kind of. At least in pop. But his position was strong. He denied the woods earlier. He then onaged the woods. And things began to get a bit questionable. He arrives with the light cav to see Blue has more light cav. There's also not much here to raid. That's the funny thing. But Daut's economy is way stronger now. 44 on food. So he'll have food income to make those light cav, and Blue just won't be able to for as long. I don't think Daut realizes just how bad it is for Blue. But again, wouldn't you resign here, guys? 1453, he doesn't resign. I mean, that year has historical significance. And, okay, are you kidding? I just as I'm about to make the joke about him not resigning, he resigns. Now, I can't see in-game chat on DE. I'm not sure if he called GG or not, if you're wondering. But what a game that was. That's the first time a high-level player has said, you know what? I'm going to take out his trees because he has more than me. I'm going to starve him out. It's the first time I've seen it to that degree. And then Daut almost threw his position. Daut went completely overkill with the siege onagers. It's just, this game was just so Daut. Daut castles, Daut towers, the fails there. But still, that excellent economy, which has kept Daut at the top of Age of Empires 2 scene for a very, very long time. So, here's the statistics for this game. I really hope you enjoyed it. 418 kills for Daut. I did promise Daut some beers and some shishas. And also that I would post his YouTube link in the video description. So if you want to watch his point of view, please check it out. He does upload from time to time. And it's great stuff to hear his insight. He had less exploration than Blue. This is just probably corners of the water. It's not a huge deal. And look at the timeline. What's funny here to me is the lack of economy for Blue. But also the fact that if you were to just see the timeline, you wouldn't be able to realize, because of the ratios, that they were at 50 pop. Here, they're at 150 pop. Here, they're at 50 pop. And you can say, okay, well, they must have lost some eco and spiked up in military. Whoa! Somebody just subbed to me on Twitch. Who was that? Thank you, Nordlurch, for the sub while I'm offline recording. I'm not live, right? I don't think I'm live. Anyways, so I just think the ratios there are really, really funny. What a game. Guys, do me a favor. This and many of the other videos that I've been uploading to YouTube is YouTube only cast. I need to pay people to get the recorded games, apparently. It's more difficult for me to do it. I have to hunt them down. I have to find the games. I have to get the games. I have to review the games. And so basically, I put more time into doing it. But that's okay. As a content creator, as a caster, I want to give you guys the best games. And I like putting in the extra time as long as you guys enjoy it. So, like the video if you enjoyed it. That's all I'm asking. Because if there's more likes on videos I hunt for, then I'm going to do it more often. If there's less views and less likes, or a similar amount of likes, dislikes, and views on videos that I hunt down for and put extra time into, I might kind of shy away from doing this more often. So far, you guys have been really appreciative of this, and I hope it continues. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you want to check out another game where Daut did something wacky, it's going to be in the recommended videos here on the right side. You can click that and get to binge watching. Otherwise, have a nice night. Have a night. My intros are awful. I'm sorry. I'm just done. That wasn't an intro. That was an outro. Oh, God.